Hey guys, are you a healthcare professional, an entrepreneur looking to increase your income? And maybe you wanted to start your own practice or level it up and you're not sure where to begin. Maybe you thought about, hey, do I go back and get that functional med certification, an expensive a piece of equipment, stockpile vitamins, and you want to level up your business or start your own NP practice or healthcare provider practice and not sure where? We have a very special episode of the Shayna Show live right here with a very special guest coming up. And I just want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. I am your host, Shayna Melissa Stockman, 30 plus year registered nurse, nationally board certified nurse practitioner who specialized in autoimmune diseases and disorders to get people better when their medicines didn't. Now I'm empowering my fellow healthcare pros to increase their revenue while enhancing their patients' and clients' results without having to work more hours. And that's enough about me. Now we have a very, very special guest that I'd like to introduce you to. Miss, actually, Dr. Lynn Rapsilber is a DNP, board certified ANP, FAANP, co-founder and CEO of NN She is very passionate about cultivating the business brain of the nurse practitioners because we both understand with all of our years of training, we were not given the business side of things that we really needed to start our own business and make our own business grow. She started NP Business Consultants LLC to help business owners and other healthcare providers like PAs and doctors as well level up their business and learn the business side of it. She's helping us create the financial savvy side of it. Now, she has been, she went to School of Nursing, University of Connecticut, had her bachelor's, master's of science at, I believe, Quinnipiac. She's received her DNP actually from Quinnipiac University, and she received was honored with the Quinnipiac Transformational Nurse Leader Alumni Award 2017. Dr. Rapsilber, aka Dr. Lynn, as I like to call her. She has chaired the Connecticut Coalition of Advanced Practice Nurses. She's helped them attain full practice authority for advanced practice RNs in 2014. Similar to I helped us get the legislative we needed as nurse practitioners here in New York because we used to need a collaborating physician even if we had 20 years experience. So I helped the legislation in New York like she did in Connecticut. She's also been serves as a health policy chair for the American Association of Nurse Practitioners and is a fellow. A fellow is the top 1% of nurse practitioners. That's very prestigious. Dr. Lynn was also has also received an award for Nightingale Award from the American Association of Nurse Practitioners for NP advocacy. She owns her own practice where she provides hepatitis C treatments to residential addiction treatment centers. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Dr. Lynn Rapsilber. How are you doing today? And thank you for being
Hey,
here.
fantastic, Shayna. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here tonight. And I hear a lot of people just really wanting to start a practice and not having any idea where to start. And that seems to be
Mhm.
where a lot of people focus on. They just have this vision of a practice that they want to do, and they're like, I don't even know where to start. And part of the
Yes.
problem is we don't get this education in our nursing program, even from the very beginning. So when you're a nurse practitioner, then you have this opportunity to start a business, and we have no idea where.
It's so true. I think I was one of the trailblazers when I started my own NP practice in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was I had no resources because there was not other NPs who had been there, done that. So I'm looking because I learned this. Smart people learn from their own mistakes and wise people learn from the smart people's mistakes. So I was looking for people who had been there, done that, and could show me the way. So thank you for helping lighten the path up for other NP entrepreneurs that they can take that leap or continue being their own business owner. Thank you very much for that.
Well, you're
um,
welcome. I mean, starting the National Nurse Practitioner Entrepreneur Network was really an idea born from the necessity of not having that business training and education. And how are we going to get that? How are we
yes.
going to put the tools together so that we can support our NP entrepreneurs, raise them up? Because I think that's how we're going to change healthcare. These small practices that these NPs and other healthcare professionals want to do at the grassroots level.
And I'm glad that now we have other NP business owners so we can collaborate and brainstorm. Because when I first started becoming an NP business owner, I didn't know of any other NP business owners where we could have even formed a group to brainstorm off of each other, give each other super ideas, connections, learn from our trials and tribulations. So, Dr. Lynn and I want to be here today to show you, listen, we've already been through all the trials and errors, a lot of them that NP business owner goes through. And we want to help you guys learn from our mistakes to expedite your own journey so you don't have to take the slower road that we did. Correct, Dr. Lynn?
Absolutely. And the hard part is over because now you don't have to do this in isolation. You can do this with your fellow colleagues and learn from people who definitely went through the school of hard knocks. There's no doubt about that. But now, and even now, we're a hot commodity. Nurse practitioners are a hot commodity, so we have to be
Mm,
careful out there because there's so many people out there that want a piece of what we can offer, and we really have to be careful on
yes.
who we
Yes.
align with, and you have to ask a lot of questions.
That's a very good point because I have people calling me up all the time, like these agencies looking to hire me. And guys, please, always with your contracts, make sure you run it by an attorney who knows the legalities in the state in which you're practicing. Because a lot of these corporations out there look at us to make all the money for them to take a percentage. The billers might want a percentage, agencies that manage for you, management agencies. So, very, very important. Know the percentages, try to see what other percentages are out there, reach out to us so we can enlighten you on what the norm really is. Because, up until a few years ago, there was no norm, right? You didn't know what you were offered. I didn't know what you were offered. And now we can brainstorm and join together and learn, the offerings are out there. Because I think there's a lot of agencies that are way, way, way too greedy. They don't need all that much money from you to do your management or billing or hire you out. No.
Well,
No, no, no.
it's important, and it's important as an entrepreneur and business owner that you know what's happening with your money. So you got to start
Mhm.
asking questions. You got to understand. It's I hear a lot that nurse practitioners just want to take care of the patients, and that's really all they want to do. And the problem with that is you can align yourself with folks that are going to take care of the business for you, but then they're really going to take your business because you're not paying attention
Mhm.
to the revenue stream. You're
Yes,
not paying attention to the billing. You're not paying attention to these important aspects of your business. So,
yes.
again, to your point, read those contracts, because when you're being courted by somebody, they're going to tell you and promise you the moon. And then, try to get out of something once you signed on the dotted line is not always easy and could be very costly. And I agree, you have to run things through an attorney. But that's the other
Mhm.
thing, the reason why NN exists. We do review contracts for folks and give some feedback. We're not attorneys, but we can certainly guide you and say, read the termination, this is what it says, is this really what you want to sign on for?
Yes, that's important because I know a lot of times they may verbalize one thing to you, but they don't put it in writing. And their contract actually says that this document is the entire agreement. So the
Right.
verbal thing really means nothing if it's not in writing. And I've even seen contracts, there was management agencies and billing agencies that wanted a percentage of what they billed. Well, that's to say they could triple bill and say that they could, no, 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 you need to get a percentage of maybe what's coming in, not a percentage what's billed out. Like, show me what you collected, right? That's another
Hmm.
important one, I think. Okay, awesome.
Well,
And
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, 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 go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that the contracts are very important to read and understanding what the services somebody's offering you. Because, again, there's a lot of companies out there that will give you a practice in a box, but what they're really doing is creating a mini medical practice. And that's the one reason why MPs are getting out of the medical model. They want to do the nursing model. And if the company that they're working with has no clue what an NP is and what the nursing model looks like, I mean, that could be a disaster.
Hmm. And what can we learn from a couple of maybe one of your past mistakes that if you could tell your younger self as a business owner that's starting out, what you would have done differently, like one or two keys?
Well, I think getting the skill set in order to be a business owner, and it's not to say you have to go back and get an MBA, though some people do that. And it's, not to say that you don't hire somebody to manage your practice, but you really need to understand the fundamentals of business ownership, and that's really key. There's a lot of programs out there that will teach you, how to understand your business, and it's really important that you take the time to learn some of these skills, and you want to learn from reputable folks that are going to give you really good information, because again, there's a lot of,
Yes.
folks out there who are uh, will teach you things and charge you a lot of money, but are you getting the value that you were instructed on? There's a couple of issues that I've heard from people that I've dealt with, and one was signing a lease agreement that was 5 to 7 years, and it's like you
Oh,
don't know whether that space is gonna, you might outgrow that space in 2 years, and the person couldn't even sublet the space, and then if they wanted to get out, they had to buy out. They had to buy out their 5 years, and it's like you don't think about these
no.
things when they come across. Speaking of the business class, I had someone who took a course and was taught about how to develop their business. And then they wanted help with their business plan, which was an extra charge to have them get that business plan done. And when the business plan was done, they asked if I could look at it. I said, sure, I'll look at it. And I was reading it. And I said, this, what do you feel? Or how does this sound? Does this business plan sound like you? Sound like your business? And she goes, no, not at all. And
Mm,
it was really written for the medical model, not for the nursing model. So I told
yes.
her, I said, this is not what you're going to take to the bank to ask for money, because it's not reflective of what you're doing. So you got to be
Mm.
careful out there.
Yes, I think that's true. I'm starting to learn to my intuition more. I don't know, guys that are viewing, let us know where you're watching this from. Please let us know your comments, your questions. We'd love to hear what state, country that you're watching this from. I learned to listen to my intuition more. I don't know if you guys
Hmm.
ever go to run outside and you're like, oh, I should grab my raincoat. Nah, and then you don't, and then it rains, right? And you're like, man, I would listen. I wish I listened to my intuition. So that would be my tip: is listen to your intuition. Have patience with your
Hmm.
patients, right? Because growing a business takes time. It's word of mouth. I personally under promise and over deliver. So my patients are um, get better results than they even anticipated. I don't want to promise them the moon if I can't give them the moon. I would rather under promise and then over deliver, and they're ecstatic about the outcome. So under promise, over deliver, word of mouth is huge. Make your patients happy. I tend to choose patients over profits and wellness
Hmm.
over wallets. And then I also get more referrals that way because they see how genuine and sincere we are. And Lynn, what I love about your energy is you're an altruistic team player. They say, let me see if I can get this right. Rising tides raises all ships, right? So a lot
Hmm.
of NP business owners, well, a lot of people might look at others that might be similar as competitors. Guys, stop doing that because we're all
Hmm.
different and unique. And if us at the NPs come together and other healthcare providers, if it's acupuncture, physical therapists, chiro, we need to stop looking at each other as competition because we do things differently and we can
Hmm.
all learn from each other. I might be able to teach the chiro something, the chiro might be able to teach me the acu. So we need to come together and stop looking at each other as competition because we don't do the same thing. Right?
Well, and NPs create practices. Oh, NPs create practices, and they're small by design. They create unicorn practices because they see needs in their communities that they want to meet, which is great. But if you're an N of one with 200 patients, how much power are you going to have, or how much opportunity will you have to affect change? That's why I think when you get to the business owner piece of it, and when you're an NP, you recognize that we value
Yeah.
each other as a collective. It's so important. I can't even stress it enough. We have to work
And
together.
it's true because it's like this. When you go to your PCP, if you choose that over an NP or whoever, you go to your primary care doctor. If you broke your bone, they send you to an orthopedist. You have cancer, they send you to an oncologist. You have a nerve pain, they send you to a neurologist. So we need to send out these patients to those experts instead of trying to do everything ourselves because we are not the experts at everything. So like I specialize in autoimmune disorders. So there's over 100. You might not know what to do with your patients with autoimmune disorders, how I work differently than traditional medicine. So you might send your autoimmune patients to me. And by the same token, I I'm not really big on treating a lot of patients with hormone replacements right now. So I might send that back to you. So we need to realize we all specialize in different things and stop trying to do everything for every patient. It's like when you're doing your house, you don't try to, I don't know, replace your own roof for the most part, right? You send out to the specialist.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true, and I can tell you that it's really important to that for everybody to work together and also to know who's in your community that you can lean on because NPs would like to refer to NPs, but sometimes we just don't know where everybody is in
Yes.
practice. So that's another thing that, we're trying to work on at NMPen is where can we find all these entrepreneurs and how can we start to collaborate and network together so that we can sustain each other's practices. And I do hepatitis C, and I'd be happy to teach somebody how to deliver this type of care in their facility,
Yes.
and do it, and how I started my practice in the rehab centers, and I think there's just so many different ways to make things work in the communities that we serve. It's just, finding that support team that's going to help you.
That's so true because, like, you know what? I don't specialize in Hep C. I don't want to. I'll be like, here,
Hmm.
you have to go to Dr. Lynn. That's not my area of expertise. I
Hmm.
don't want to do that because I'm not an expert at it. I'd rather send them to the expert. So I will farm out what I'm not an expert at. I don't claim to be an
Yep.
expert at everything. And you want to specialize, that's your area of expertise. We send you the Hep C. So I love what I love about your NN pen. For you guys that are out there, her NN pen organization that she co-founded and is the CEO of helps NPs come together from all walks of life. So maybe we can refer to each other more. Maybe we'll have a directory where, hey, you look up autoimmune. Hey, go to Shane and Melissa. Hey, you know what? Your
Hmm.
patient has Hep C. You punch in Hep C in the search bar and you get, oh, there's Dr. Lynn contact. All right, I'm going to send her to Dr. Lynn. So I would love to have some kind of directory for that because, like, I won't take insurance anymore. And a lot of the insurances out there, if you have, say, Blue Cross, you can look in your Blue Cross book and see who's in network. A lot of the not all of them, but some of the NPs now are deciding to no longer take insurance. We don't want to waste our time with it. So this NN pen would be a great way for other NPs to be able to refer out to the experts in the area that are NPs.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And that's how we're going to sustain ourselves overall in business is to support each other and lift each other up.
mhm.
It's really it's That's one way that we can really produce the nursing model and get that out there and let people know what a difference we do
Yes.
in the nursing model. It's so funny because now the social determinants of health are a big deal. And I like to say, a lot of the electronic health records, you check the box, oh, but what's the outcome? Who's the ones that are taking care of finding, a food bank for them or housing or whatever? That's
Mhm.
the nurse practitioner. We're the ones that are doing that work.
Yes.
So, and, another area that I hear is, well, I don't want to take care of Medicare, Medicaid. The reimbursements are so terrible. But you know what? We have to be there for this population because number one, nobody else is taking care of them. And number two, they are so complicated of some of these patients, but they're
Mhm.
such a rewarding, when you can get them to an optimum level of wellness, it just becomes an
Yes.
amazing, opportunity. But we say that you can balance that out with some alternatives like weight management, for example, or maybe
Mm.
you want to do, some aesthetics or something like that. You can marry the two, but we really, a lot of folks are just doing cash and doing the money making opportunities that are out there right now. And I would caution people, make sure you get properly trained and certified in whatever you're doing. Make sure that you find out whether it's evidence based or not, because if IV hydration is the rave right now. And there's a problem because there's
Mhm.
no evidence out there to really support it. So, if you're near a college campus and you're providing that hangover cure and, you give 500 or 1,000 cc's to a kid who has underlying heart disease that you didn't know about,
Mhm.
how are you going to defend yourself?
That's
These
a
are things
very
that
good.
people don't think
Yes.
about.
There are certain providers that are in for the cash cow moneymakers now. It might
Hmm.
be, hey, weight loss injectables, the IV vitamin therapy, and there's a time and a place for everything. And you know what? I could be making a fortune right now with the greed just doing weight loss drugs that are bad for you, IV drips to college kids for hangovers and rich people, and I don't want to make a fortune with stuff that they really might not need or might harm them. So
Hmm.
like for me instance, I drink my methylated B vitamins in a PBA free shaker bottle with filtered water. And you know what? I can swallow. I don't need to get an IV where I might get infection or something else, but yes, there's a place and a time for IVs when
Mhm,
we need them. And yes, they can improve absorption sometimes, unless you have a really good quality, like a methylated B vitamin that I take. So there are money makers out there. And thank you, Lynn, for enlightening us on that, because I could make a fortune just doing trigger points with the ultrasound, all day long, and
mhm.
easily hit
Yeah.
the mill mark in a year. And it goes against my grain, because I know if I keep giving them a trigger point in that area with those steroids, they're going to get bone thinning, compression fractures of their vertebrae. Then the next vertebrae is going to break. They're going to put cement in. The next one's going to break. Then they're going to need more trigger points for the pain they have now from the compression fractures, from the osteoporosis they got from the steroids and the trigger points. So I just can't go it. So I go through that. And I appreciate you that appreciates people like me that are
Mhm.
genuine, wanting to help without just, you know, profit for ourselves, without helping the patient in the right way.
Well, and I think, we're too trusting in a lot of ways. We think that, hey, people are going to be honest and sincere. And that's why I go back to we're a hot commodity and just be wary about who you're going to partner with. And going back to a contract, whoever initiates the contract owns the keys to what's in that contract. So it's going to be
Yes,
skewed to that person, not you.
yes,
So you
yes,
really have to read that. And the first thing I would tell people is go to the termination and what's going to take you to get out because, hey, it's all great in the
yeah.
beginning, but what if something goes bad and you never know, you know, it
That's
could.
that's great advice. I remember when they wanted to throw in the non-competes. And like
Mhm.
say here on Long Island, they wanted to throw in a 50-mile radius. Well, that's like the whole island. That means for the next 5 years, I can't work within a mile and an hour and a half drive each way. And I'm like, wait a second. If you want to give me a non-compete that I won't work for anybody else on my own time, are you going to sign a non-compete that you won't hire another nurse practitioner?
Well, thank goodness the FTC has
Get away.
recognized that and took care of that for us. But it's something that we don't think about, and I think it also is important that we focus on our professional organizations and our profession, and start advocating for what we're doing. Get the word out how great nurse
Yeah.
practitioners are. We don't do a great job of promoting what we do. We do a good job, but we need to be out there tooting our horns saying, hey, the nursing model is holistic, value based, payment based. That's gonna we're gonna be
Yeah.
great in that. We're gonna be great in
Speaking
that.
of that we're not good at promoting ourselves, I just want to plug my website right now, because on social media at any time you might not see me anymore, right? So it's important to get on my newsletter list. That's where you get an email blast with exclusive invites, special savings, upcoming events that you might not see on any of my socials. It's very important that the nurse practitioners, we stay connected in other means other than social media. Email is very, very, very important. So if you go to worldwellnessexpert.com, you can sign up to get my infrequent newsletters or a daily dose of positivity. It's just worldwellnessexpert.com. Choose if you want infrequent newsletter or a daily dose of positivity for 30 and then the infrequents. And then I have a special event coming up too. Maybe I should mention that now. I don't know. um, okay. Maybe I'm going to mention my upcoming event right now. So if you guys are ready to reclaim your life, I have a very, very special upcoming event. It's geared especially for healthcare pros. That's nurse practitioners, nurses. They could be physical therapists, massage therapists that maybe are getting carpal tunnel, want to make money in other ways. It could be chiropractors, medical doctors, nutritionists, those wellness coaches. If you're not sure if you want to go back for functional medicine, spend 15K, and it's really not necessarily going to change your income level. Or instead of buying an expensive piece of equipment or stockpile of meds, I have a way that you can enhance your patient's results and your client's results while increasing your revenue without you having to work more hours. And it's Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop. It's 9-10, that's September 10th and 11th. So it's 9, 10, and 11 at 12 noon Eastern Time. So that's September 9th and 10th. No, I'm sorry, September 10th and 11th at 12 noon EST. It will be live an hour a day for the 2 days, 9 10, and 11 at 12 noon Eastern. Each day is going to be different. Those that register will get pre-recordings, and they can go to worldwellnessexpert.com/health pro. It's worldwellnessexpert.com/health pro to sign up. And for those watching now or those on my news blast list, if you enter coupon code fall 24, you're going to get it for a fraction of what I would charge for an hour of my time individually. It's going to be a steal because in the future, this is starting out that the price point is going to be so significantly higher. So get it now. Worldwellnessexpert.com/health pro. Coupon code fall 24. It's called Reclaim Your Life. And Lynn, do you have any other tips that you'd like to share with either NP business owners or healthcare providers that might be toying with the idea of becoming their own entrepreneur?
Well, I was just going to say the best thing to do is check us out at the National Nurse Practitioner Entrepreneur Network because we offer a lot of
Yes.
support resources. Our membership is $180 until the September 1st, and then it's going to go up to $198. But with that, you get 1 hour free consulting with one of us. That's a $250 value. And we also have office hours, which is our recorded content. You can get a free CE for that. That's over $400 that you'll get from that. And we have a Business Basics Accelerator course. So if you want to learn from content expert speakers like marketing, revenue cycle, other practice owners, we put together this curriculum, and we're actually doing our 9th cohort right now. We'll be hosting another session in October, and that's 50% off that course if you're a NNPen
Nice.
member. And we also have partnerships with Centers for Medical Weight Loss and some of our other partners who actually offer discounts. And we're going to be working with Shayna on some
Yes,
discounts as well. So stay tuned for that.
definitely. Oh, thank
And
you.
actually mark your calendars because we're going to Albuquerque for our conference in March
Ooh,
of 2025. And it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of really cool hot topic items related to nurse practitioners. So stay tuned for that. But check us out, www.nnpen.org. And I'm available if you ever have any questions or want to bounce something off, please reach out.
yes. There's the
We're all in.
website right below. nnpen.org. I got to say, I'm a member. I met Lynn recently. We were in Nashville speaking for
Mhm.
the AANP, the National Nurse Practitioner Association, where we were both speakers. And she was doing a lot of the talks. And I talked on autoimmune. I was like the autoimmune expert there. And we met up for a very nice meeting. And I got to say, I'm a member. I highly recommend it. Just go to nnpen.org. Stay tuned. Maybe you'll see me in Albuquerque. And Dr. Lynn and I will be doing some upcoming collaborations between the World Wellness Expert and Reclaim Your Life and some other things in the works. I believe we have a long relationship together coming because rising tides raises all
Raise all
ships,
boats.
right? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. So these NPs are going to lift each other up. And yeah, so again, if you want to follow Lynn, go to nnpen.org. If you want to sign up for my Reclaim Your Life, just to give you an idea, I wasn't going to mention prices, but my following course after this is going to be 3K. Okay. And then after that, it's going to go up to 10K. This course that I'm teaching here, this 2-day event is $147. And with the coupon code fall 24, it's $99. $99
Yeah.
for a couple solid hours. It's going to help it's geared for all the fellow nurse practitioners, nurses, anybody that's a healthcare worker that wants to raise their income and help their patients and clients' results without having to work a lot of more hours. Definitely come. It's going to be, like I said, 9, 10, and 11 at 12 noon. And those that register, I'm capping it at 50 seats only because, as you know, Lynn, when we were in Nashville, my class, over 1,000 people registered for my class, over 400 live, and then 700 and change virtually. So that's way, way, way too much. I don't want more than 50 people. No, I'm sorry, not even. I'm limiting the number of seats greatly because I want everyone to have VIP experience so that, it could be a personalized experience. So worldwellnessexpert.com/healthcare pro, enter in code fall 24 before Tuesday, midnight Eastern time, and it's only $99. And like Lynn's programs and my programs, don't wait, because when we start a program that's a cheaper price point and then we work out a couple kinks, we raise it higher, and then more and more people want it. And like inflation, our price points go up. So always jump in them in the beginning. I think you'll get a lot more nuggets for it. And then if you go to wellnessexpert.com health pro, I'm sorry, wellnessexpert.com/health pro, you can reclaim your life seat for the September super workshop at $99 with the coupon code fall24. And man, I'm never going to offer this again at $99. Like, this is a lot of work into it, a lot of work. And Lynn, I thank you very, very much. You guys drop down below if you watch live on the replay. If you're here on YouTube, click that subscribe button so you get notifications of next time we go live. If you're watching us on LinkedIn, follow us both. Hit that connect button. If you're watching us on Facebook, send us a request, follow us. That's how you're going to stay connected. Also, reach out to both of our websites to get our email newsletters, because that's the
Mhm.
best way for us to get the information out to you without censorship and algorithm. Oh, Joanne Nider, I love this lady. Wait, I didn't see that. Can we put that comment back up? I know she's from New Jersey. I love it. NPs
Oh,
collaborating. It's the best
that's
interest
awesome.
to you and your patients. Four
Patient.
hearts. Oh, we love Joanne. Joanne loves nurse practitioners. I know she's in New Jersey. Oh, thank you for putting up my website, though, Joanne, and the discount code. She's amazing. She's taken some of my virtual events in the past, and I guess she liked them because she keeps coming back for more, right? Thank you,
Well, that's
Joanne,
just
for
it.
supporting us.
When
Liz,
you find some yeah, a network in a community, you stick with it.
Smart to connect and collaborate. And it's important to know, when Lynn and I have a lot of repeat clients, there's a reason, right? We under promise and over deliver. There's a lot of other people out there, they're going to over promise and under deliver, and they're not going to get repeat clients. So we have repeat clients time and time again. And I'm sure Dr. Lynn is like I, that have patients referring us other patients, friends, family, coworkers, and things like that.
Hey, one thing I did want to mention with our business basics course, what separates us, in
Yeah,
addition to
yeah,
having
yeah.
content expert speakers, is that when you're an NNPen member and you take this, we don't shut you off after you've completed the course. You have access to it for as long as it's on our platform.
Nice.
You can go back and review things, because we realize that sometimes life gets in the way and you may defer your start time to start your business, or you may want to go back and say, gee, what did they say about marketing? Or I want to add a service line. I forgot how they said to roll it
Mm,
out. So, having access to the content afterwards, I mean, there's a lot of value there. So,
yes,
wanted
that's
to make
awesome.
sure.
And I think Dr. Lynn and I might collaborate with something in the future where we work out, like maybe NN members can get a little discount on my next, maybe not this little super workshop, but my next bigger course and things like that. Maybe we can collaborate things like that. That'd be awesome. Well,
Absolutely.
any final words, Dr. Lynn? I don't want to keep them any longer. People have attention spans and gnats nowadays.
Hey, I just want to thank you for the time to spend with you. I mean, the energy
Ah,
that we had when we were in Nashville was amazing. And I think, if more people understand that this is what we mean by collaborating with NP entrepreneurs and getting the word out, we've done our job.
yes, thank you very much for your time, Dr. Lynn. And thank you for having NNPen members meet in Nashville during the national convention. That was nice to sit down over dinner, get to meet other NNPen members to see how we can best help each other. Maybe I know a billing person that she doesn't know. Maybe I have a cheaper malpractice or something
Mhm.
like that. It's all brainstorming ideas, because we're all expert at different things and we all know different things. And I will definitely refer to you, Dr. Lynn, my
Mhm.
Hep C patients. That's not my expertise, and maybe the NPs will refer me their autoimmune, because people need to realize there's over 100 autoimmune disorders. We might not realize autoimmune disorders. Not only is there over 100 of them, if you have medical problems that you can't get better from the medicine and your doctors, a lot of times it's autoimmune. If you are a medical mystery and your doctor is not sure what's wrong, it's probably autoimmune. If you have problems since the protection or the infection, it's probably autoimmune. That is my area of expertise, is working on a cellular and genetic level to revert things back to the way they were so you can feel the way they were. And again, that's for the upcoming Reclaim Your Life Super Workshop. All are welcome. It is geared towards healthcare workers, NPs, nurses, PAs, massage therapists that are getting carpal tunnel and want some other revenue streams, and acupuncturists, chiros, MDs. Code, yes, fall 24. So worldwellnessexpert.com/health pro code fall 24. I hope to see you guys there. Oh, and that code ends, I think, Tuesday midnight EST. Thank you, Dr. Lynn, again, and looking forward to our future collaborations together with
It's
you
been a
and
pleasure, and if good luck with everybody out there. And if you have a business idea, put your passion into action. Get it done. Start your own practice.
yes, yes, and we will see you guys soon, either at NN Pen or Reclaim Your Life. Be well, Bauhack, and Olo.